Shalom. All right, shalom, shalom. All praises, honor, and glory. Going to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Krakodash. The honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to all you occupants out here pushing this truth with all honesty and sincerity by way of the highways and byways, going out in the streets teaching and preaching, and also by way of the internet. Shalom to you, very few aquafters out there listening and learning. You very few sisters that's out there listening and learning. Going back to the names, Yahweh being the Heavenly Father name, all right, which means He is or He exists. All right, His name is not Jehovah, not Allah, not God. His name is Yahweh. Bahashem, which means coming in the name, and what the world ignorantly calls JC or Jesus Christ, is not His name. All right, His name is not uh, Jesus Christ. It's not JC. It's not Jesus Christos. It's not Hashem. It's not Yeshua. It's not Yehoshua. It's not Ashaya. It's not Yeshaya. All right. His name is Yahweh Shai. All right. Which means he saves or he delivers. All right. Or he is the savior. He is the deliverer. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites. This your brother Nayab. I'm back with another lesson. Um, this lesson, hey, at the end of the day, you know, with all this stuff going on. And I'm probably gonna start off with a couple videos, um, or even if you can't even really see the video all like that, don't mind it. It's really what you want to hear out of the video than anything else. So let me get my phone. This past, so it's spring break for a lot of the teens and stuff like that out there, right? So these teens been going around and getting a lot of STDs, and they've been having sex in vehicles, back seat, front seat, in the back of stores. Um, like it's been crazy. Like a lot of these videos that I show you, I might have to end up going into probably tomorrow morning. But today's lesson is just basically like, hey, pain gonna have to teach you a lesson, all right? Because people ain't getting it, they gonna have to be destroyed, all right? Because and pride won't let you um, learn anything, okay? So we're gonna be going into that, but I want to go back to this story what happened with the kids, or the adults, teens and adults is down there. They've been doing a lot of uh, riding and stuff on each other. The STD rates is going up. It's in Austin, it's in Miami, it's in Daytona Beach, Florida. Um, it's everywhere. All right. And what happens is you got a whole bunch of niggas. All right. And let me get this just because I'm saying it. And y'all gonna see. I do want to pull up this scripture though, because it's like, it makes you think, and you just be like, wow, man, our people are so down low, man. Like, and here it is, you got a man at home, or you got a woman at home, or something like that. Let's say you got a good woman at home, and you as a man, you go out, you mess with all these thoughts, you end up getting burnt and shit. You know what I'm saying? What you gonna tell your wife, man? She gonna be disappointed in you. And the same thing for a husband, man. If a husband at home, and you like, shit, I'm about to go out or whatever, which is crazy to me. But men be having their women go out, go to these parties, get smashed and crashed, right? Oh no, it's just me and the girls, and her and the girls be getting deed down, sleeping in niggas' beds and stuff. This is a wicked place, man. This place just gotta go. You know, this is Jeremiah 4:22. It says, "For my people is foolish; they have not known me. They are sottish children, meaning stupid, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge." All right, and I want to get this as well. This is Hosea 4:6. It says, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, and thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children, right? And a lot of the parents, right, they not worshiping Yah Bashim Yahushua. They not God in their house, right? So their daughters, um, let me get this. This is Lamentations 4:3. It says, even the sea monsters draw out the breast. They give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people is become cruel like the orchards in the wilderness. Let me pull this up. Let me get it over here. That's a certain scripture. I think it's in the Apocrypha though. Maybe 2 seconds, y'all. Yep, this is Second Ezra 5:8. It says, there shall be a confusion also in many places, and fire shall be off sent again, out again. It says, and wild beasts shall change their places, and minstrous women shall bring forth monsters, man. Right? That's all what's happening. All right. These women is, and if you ever do look at it says, and the wild beasts shall change their places. Let's get it over here so y'all can just see it with me. Second Ezra 5:8. Mm. I'm gonna read from verse 6. It says, and even he shall rule who I start at 7. It says, in the Sodom Itish sea shall cast out fish and make a noise in the night, which many have not known, but they shall all hear the voice thereof. It says, there shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be off sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and minstrous women shall bring forth monsters. And if you ever do look at the beasts and stuff like that, like you look at the beasts of the field, like other waters, I say especially, you know, you got um, different marine life that has to go to, they travel to different places because either they're being hunted to extinction or the oil is being poured in the fucking ocean. So they got to regroup and change locations. Or you got people that go into the rainforest and build inside of a fucking rainforest. You got all this land. You got the whole world to put something in to build places at. But you want to go disturb the most high creatures and stuff. You know what I'm saying, man? And that's why a lot of them creatures gonna end up coming at you at the end of these days. You know, it said we'll be cool with the creatures. Anyway, um, but yeah, man, let me get to this video. All right, let me get to this. This is one. This is one girl. All right, let's see what she got to say about the spring break. Let me see if I can find her though. 'Cause I got a lot of shit that I've been wanting to show y'all. But she was going in. She was like, "Man, these bitches smelling like fish." She was going in. Oh, here she go. Listen up to this. Daytona Beach spring break is the ghettoest. She is. Daytona Beach spring break is the ghettoest, trashiest shit that I have ever fucking witnessed. I don't know where the fuck these people came from, but they need to go back and work at a business on beachside in slow season. I'm like, oh my god, I can't wait for spring break. I can't wait for what? Go the fuck home. Y'all are literally the worst of the worst fucking people to come and visit us. Disrespectful, ungrateful, nasty piece of shit. Like dead ass. Dead ass. Go look up the Daytona Beach Spring Break 2026 videos. Well, the bitches, nasty as fuck. At least the guys are like sweet and respectful and have like a fun demeanor about them. The bitches are just nasty, pissing in the back of that store with their vaginas smelling like fish. Literally, that's my fucking restaurant. All right. So that's just to give you a rundown of how many people was out there. All right. You can look up all these videos for yourself as well. Um, what else been going on? All right. Let me see if I can find some more of the Daytona Beach. Uh, and then look what it takes just to get down there. Look at this. This is shit. I believe this is Chicago. This is Chicago. Because everybody want to be a thought. Everybody got a lot of traveling to do. So traveling ain't the best option right now. All right, if you're traveling and trying to go places, like I got this girl I know, and she cool with it. She's like, yeah, I'm about to, I'm going down there to Mexico on a cruise ship. She was like, I don't think I'm getting off the cruise ship. I was like, yeah, if it was me, I wouldn't even go. It's like, I'm not even putting my life in it. But girls just want to have fun, right? And a lot of times when I speak to these women, they don't listen. But it's just funny how they come back, damn, and they be thinking about the situation. They be like, damn, I did mess up. If I just would have listened to you, and I'd be like, see, women don't like to listen. Anyway, let's continue with this. It said shooting at Daytona Beach, never coming back. Get your ass from out of there. See, and if you look around, it ain't nothing but you see a couple white boys or a couple like white girls out there and stuff, but majority all niggas. All right, this is why 2/3 of our people got to be destroyed, man. When you got things like this. All right, now this is a club. I'm just showing y'all. This is just news things before I get into this lesson. Like I said, this video might be long. It might have to have a part two to it, but well, it probably most likely will. But and this is another video. It says it was a nightclub, right, down in a club in Miami. Miami. Wonder why so many girls are waiting in line, right? So you got all these females waiting in line just to go to a club. All right, these women not gonna learn, man. That's why they be getting blasted, right? That's why they get all these diseases. These dudes they go around be burning like a motherfucker, going all up in your stuff, and you just let it happen. You just spread your legs for any man. As a woman, you shouldn't be going out to no fucking clubs dressing as you shouldn't be going out late at night, let alone going out with a fucking bikini on, basically, you know. Then you be like, oh man, like I had this conversation with this idiot the other day, man, literally like last night. He's trying to tell me that you shouldn't have boundaries in a relationship. I said, if you don't have boundaries in a relationship, um, you're going to get walked all over, and a woman gonna feel like she can do whatever she can in that relationship. He was like, no. I was like, so I mean, like, if you taking the shit, And if your girl busts in in the bathroom while you taking a shit, do you want her in the bathroom when you taking a shit? The answer should be no. That's your privacy. Tomorrow, why would I care? She can invite my space. Like you niggas is just stupid, dumb, and you niggas, man, you niggas ain't. I was like, well, what make? And I asked him. He was talking about, man, no, man, somebody to just pay bills ain't no man. Like, bro, like, I was like, what makes you a man at the end of the day? He couldn't even name not one thing that made him. It was like, bro, you got to be a God fearing person first of all, nigga, dumbass, and have a strong relationship with the Most High. Yahweh Shimi Yahushua, all right, the Father and His Son, being in this ministry first and foremost, that builds you as a man. It builds character. All right. And then secondly, you gotta handle your responsibilities, man. No matter what it is. It might be a little responsibility, it might be a big one. But no matter how you feel about it, you gotta push through and do it. That's what makes you a man. This man didn't know how to ask questions because these niggas is bitch made. This man is 2 years older than me, damn near 3 years older than me, and still don't know what the fuck he's talking about. 32-year-old nigga. And he's an Ephraimite, you know? And it's like, and he told me, I see why you don't have a woman. No, I don't woman because I choose not to deal with these hoes. Another reason why some of these women don't even some of these women may or may not want to fuck with me is because I'm just straight up real like when it comes to it. So I'm not about to sugarcoat a motherfucking thing. You know what I'm saying? About to he to my wolf, it was just like a whole, side. It was just like some side shit. But it just show you like the fuck is you talking about, man? It's like it was like, bro, you just like being dominated, bro. Just say it. It was sad. All right, here go another video. This says, look, told you everything that I'm saying is true, man. All these, you can go look it up for yourself, man. I go to this other video because this one stunned the fuck out of me, man. I didn't know if I really wanted to put this up on YouTube or not. Which is not graphic or anything, but it's just like, do I want to make a news? Like, do I want to put this as a short for the news? It says, I was thinking if I should put this up or not, but it says pro gun activists hand out free AR-15 magazines outside the Virginia state capitol. This was 4 days ago. Right? When I seen this video, it's about a day or two ago. 2 days ago. All right. But look what they've been doing. And then also it's kids that's getting clips. Watch. Okay. And you just seen you seen you seen kids in there, you seen teens in there. Everybody's just handing out AR-15 clips, bro. We is on the brink. I'm telling you. And people just don't be seeing this shit. You know. I want to show y'all. I think I got one more for y'all, man. Couple mode, man. I got a lot of stuff. All right, we gonna talk about that BB shit too, cause it looked like it seems as though he passed away. All right, and I've been talking about this for the last couple of days. But look at this. This is in Cuba. All right, look what's going on in Cuba. Is girls on the streets, coochie burning and stuff, and then with that Austin and that Miami stuff, all that. Man, most of these bitches don't even know how to even wipe themselves. You would surprise the fuck out of a bitch if you stick your finger in there and put it up to her nose. I'm telling you. Now look though, this is in Cuba, man. These are people right here. This is Manasseh, all right, tribe of Manasseh, burning, itching. It's a blackout over there right now. And Trump saying he better go over there and try to take over. All right, so you get it. You should see it at night, man. You should see it at night. All right. Here go this. Let me show y'all this real quick. All right, let me get y'all this dude's speculation about BB and all these AI videos because I just seen. Hold on, since y'all know that I'm fucking tripping. Damn, did I like it? I don't think I liked it. Damn, it was one. Maybe I did like it. Hold on, 2 seconds. You see something right? Likes. So this is by the U.S. military. It says sad news coming in. BB and Netanyahu J, Prime Minister, place has passed. This was 2 days ago. It says, "My soul rest in peace." This was by the U.S. military. And I'm not capping when I show y'all this. So now I'm about to show y'all what they've been putting out, the false information that they've been putting out. Or whether we can get into this. Listen, my bad, y'all. I just have so many videos, man.
So the rumor is that Netanyahu and his brother were struck by a missile at his house, along with two other high-ranking Israelis. If you check the videos, so the rumor is that Netanyahu and his brother were struck by a missile at his house, along with two other high-ranking Israelis. If you check the videos Netanyahu has posted since the alleged strike, every single video has multiple errors. They are all screaming those videos are created from AI. We're going to pull up a video where Benjamin Netanyahu returns to IDF headquarters with the head of Mossad, announcing he has knocked two of the top Iranian leaders. And while you watch this video, if you look at the guy that's right behind him to the right, while it's zooming in, you'll see an error happens. You'll notice the guy behind him, he has glasses for one moment and then they disappear. If you screenshot this video, you run it through AI and you ask, where's this image from? It says this is an image from an Israeli war cabinet meeting held on October 23rd, 2023 at the Kuryab military headquarters in Tel Aviv. So some would like to assume that they have a picture and then they prompt it into the AI and they tell the AI, hey,
So once again,
make a
now you
video.
got people. It's crazy how you get people who fake their death, who's the prime minister. They don't go to jail, right? Or even if he was faking, right? Because people would be like, "Why would you fake?" You know what I'm saying? It's just stupid, man. It's just stupid. But then you got AI checking their ass and being like, "Hey, uh, this was from 2023. Like this was." from a minute ago, bruh. Like this is not recent at all. So even the AI is against them, man. It's like this devil falling fast. But going back to our people, that Daytona shit, man. Man, I seen that video, and I seen a couple brothers. Like what I said, I seen that that white chick, and she was going in on the motherfucking niggas, man. But it's true, man. Our people is fucking terrible, man. They fucking disgust me, man. You know, here it is, man. We in the middle of a war. It's about to be a civil war. It's about to pop loose. You got gas prices. It's all the way up. You know what I'm saying? You can't afford to really live anywhere besides a fucking storage unit. I see people going homeless every day. And you still got people saying go work at a fucking smoke shop, man. This shit is ridiculous, man. You know, it's just like at this point, man, we so ready to leave this motherfucker. We just ready for this shit to be over. Like that's why through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemi Shai and the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, that's why we be like, man, like you hear Elder Malcolm say, he'd be like, man, just press the damn button, you know, like like y'all seen that Rocky movie, and Rocky was getting beat up, and the dude was like, throw the damn towel, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause Rocky was getting his ass whooped. That's us, we getting our ass whooped, and the ass whooped, better. We gotta go another round, but this last round, we at the last round. It's just like, man, let's get this shit over with. But prophecies must come to pass. All right, but this is Isaiah 5 and 7. I might be going into AMP and NLT. Like what I said, it's probably gonna be a pretty lengthy one. It says, for the vineyard of the Lord Yahweh of hosts of armies, right? It says it's the house of Israel, and the men of Judah his pleasant plant, and he looked for judgment, but behold oppression, for righteous uh but behold a cry. Right? And the AMP, this AMP, right? Make sure. Okay, yeah. In the AMP, it says, for the vineyard of the Lord Yahweh of hosts of armies, right? It says, in the house nation of Israel. It says, in the men of Judah and his delightful planting, which he loves. So he looked for justice, but in fact, he saw bloodshed and lawlessness. All right, that's how our people is, man. You know, now the 2/3 of our people, like what you seen down there in Daytona and in Texas and all this, I seen, man, I wonder do I got the video of them. Man, look, man, these black women, and it's crazy. I was talking to the Mexican chick yesterday, but she in the same fucking boat. You know, I mean, they more so stay more at home type stuff. But man, they thoughts too. They still go out, they still go think that, they can go do whatever, but they more home bodies, you know what I'm saying? But I was talking to her, I was like, man, you see why I don't be dating my people, man? You see why I don't be dating these? And when I say my people, I mean the southern tribe, like in specific Judah. Like, you see why I don't fuck with the southern tribe, like Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, so-called Negroes, Haitians, and Jamaicans. You see why I don't fuck with them? Because they the most, man, they be thought, they be getting around. I'm trying to see if I can find this video. This shit had me, man. Oh, this another one. Let me show y'all this right quick. Now, these is the dudes that been having sex with all the females that's out there. So all the boys, what they did was everybody made a video of what shorty they woke up with the next day. I'll show y'all. And it's a whole bunch. At first, I thought this first one was Krishan Rock, but it's not. All right, so that was 2 days ago, and the videos just keep on surfacing. They trying to add to it. So like what I said, it's the niggas and it's the women. And you seen the one brother look like he was sleeping with a Moabite. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it is what it is. But you see how them women be, man. They be everywhere. Then they go back and then act like ain't shit happened. Like what they say, they wipe their mouth. Let's go to that. Wait a minute. Let me see where it's at first, Slovakia. My bad, y'all. Here we go. When I press W, it's a special type of stream key. That's why that box had popped up. When I press W, them boxes pop up. It's for my it's usually for my stream. Yeah, let me go to that. Yeah, Proverbs. It says, "Such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth, and saith, I have done no wickedness." She go suck off all these niggas, get plowed by all these dudes, face painted and everything, right? And then come back to you, kiss you in the mouth. Is do all what she do to you too. Go back out and do the same thing. She just keep on doing that shit. And that's the condition of our people, man. And then with the dudes, man, they so fucking feminine. They might as well just be a fucking female at the end of the day, man. Golly. It's like, dude ain't got no fucking balls nowadays, man. I'm like tired of dudes being like, I want a strong woman. I want a strong woman. What the fuck do you want man? You want a woman that's soft, nigga. What you want to date a man? That shit irritates me, man. That's why we gotta get the fuck out of here. We in a society where we got women who saying that they just cracked a man. I'm like, what? Bitch, you the one that's getting piped. Like girls be like, oh, I fucked this dude. No, you got fucked, dumbass. You didn't fuck shit. You don't have a dick. You got a hole. You get entered into. I'm the one that's doing the fucking. You're getting fucked by me. Like, what is we talking about? So like when these women be coming up with these different terms and shit, talking about like a dude to come up with a term, but then a woman thinks she can say the same thing. You don't have a dick, dumbass bitch. It's like how a woman is not on the same level as a man. I had to say that to the Ephraimite yesterday. Like, look, bro, just had to put it down. Like, bro, look in the scriptures, bro. Most High, His Son, man, woman, and then the children. I said everything must be done decently and in order. Nigga, if you going against that, you're going against God. That nigga shut his fucking mouth, you know. And you can't talk back to the word, nigga. If it's a fact, everything in the Bible is a fact. Anyway, um, this is Baruch 3:10. It says, "How happeneth it, Israel, that art in thine enemy's land, that thou art waxen old in a strange country?" It says that thou art defiled with the dead, right? Cause these motherfuckers around here is dead, man. They into the world. They like, the shit. You just seen it. It says that thou art counted with them that go down into the grave. It says, thou hast forsaken the fountain of wisdom. All right, our people don't care about the fountain of wisdom. Let me get this in the GNT Baruch. Come on, baby. All right. Baruch 3:10 in the GNT, it says, why is it, Israel, that you find yourself in an enemy's land? Why have you grown old in a foreign country? Why are you ritually unclean like the dead? Are people ritually study these heathens religions and study the white man and the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, right? And everything, right? They try to learn his ways. They love the things that he passed out. He passing out death to you niggas. You know, it says you are already counted among the dead. It says, but why? It says it is because you have left the source of wisdom. All right. And ain't nobody trying to listen to the prophets. So it's like, what the fuck? Let me grab this Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 4 and 5. It says, "Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord Yahweh my power commanded me, that you should go, that you should do so in the land whither you go to possess it." Right? And we be out there on the highways and byways, just like how you got brothers that's out there at Daytona. You got GMS camps out everywhere. You know what I'm saying? All across the planet at this point. You know, uh, but they probably walk right past the brothers. A lot of them people that's out there probably seen the Israelites, heard of the Israelites. They don't want to pay attention to what's going on. You know, because if you heard of the Israelites, that means you learned of repenting and coming back to the Heavenly Father. You just never try to take action into it. And the Lord don't want you to if you haven't already, right? It's just a fact, you know. Um, let's continue on. It says, "Keep therefore and do them. This is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and shall say, Surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. For what nation is there so great, who have the Most High so nigh unto them as the Lord Yahweh, our power is in all things that we call upon Him for." All right. So that's how. But when you got our people just twerking on hoods of the car, if I can find it, right? If you got people just twerking on the hoods of the vehicles and smelling like fish, having sex, in fucking cars and stuff, right? You look degenerate. You look like a degenerate plant, right? You look like a degenerate. Let's get the word for degenerate, right? Man, I hope I can find this low key. I don't, but then I do, because that shit was wild. I was like, man, what type of shit is this? I don't know if I can find it though, y'all. I don't think I can find it. I don't think I put it in my favorites either. Yeah, I ain't put it in my favorites. That's not something I put in my favorites. Right, but I seen it, man. I seen it. You know, they was twerking on the cars, man. Y'all know how they get. Y'all know how Eve be. Y'all know when she about to go ho, she about to go ho. Ho 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 ho. Right? Let's get this word though for degenerate. I think that's how you spell it. Let me turn this. Yeah, pop up. Lord willing. If it don't, I'll just get off the site. Oh no, that's working. It's working slow. It's the only thing about this site. Everything working slow now. If you peep action, even the TV to my right acting slow. There it go. Degenerate, as in weak. All right, having lost forcefulness, courage, or spirit. All right, nigga lost the spirit. Yeah, that's what happens. If you stay down here for too long in Babylon, bro, you'll lose more than your spirit. Well, you lose just you definitely lose your physical, for sure. Because this world deals all with the physical and stuff like that, but pleasing the flesh. So that take you out first. I know so many people just trying to please their flesh. It's just wicked, man. You know. It says as in weak. Okay, let's see if they add any synonyms. Weak. All right, decayed. All right, decayed. Weakened. All right, overripe, washed up. Overripe mean like molded, washed up. Like, bro, you washed up. What happened to you? Dying. Damn, they said dying, decaying, feeble. Soft. Yeah, these niggas is soft. Told you about that story with that one gentleman, and he a cool, you know, individual, to rap with, time to time. But it's too many of these niggas is bitches. You got a man to fuck up, man. Tomorrow, I see why you ain't got no chick. A woman can contain me. That's why women don't like it if they can't handle. I tell you that shit. It's better me being by myself. Let me go to this. You think I care? It's Deuteronomy 4 and 9 says, only take heed to thyself and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen, and lest they depart from thy heart all the days of thy life. But teach them thy sons and the son and thy sons' sons. All right, so this was supposed to go on and keep going. All right, in the AMP, uh, I'll read it because I don't think I read this in the AMP before. Maybe, maybe not. Because I know I read a lot of this before in the NLT. Deuteronomy 4 and 5 in the AMP, it says, look, I have taught you statutes and judgments, just as the Lord Yahweh my power has commanded me, so that you may do them in the land which you are entering to possess it. All right. It says, so keep and do them, for that is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the peoples who will learn, who will hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise understanding people. For what great nation is there that has a power so near to it as the Lord Yahweh our power is to us? It says, whenever we call on him, or what great nation has statutes and judgments so righteous, upright, just as this whole law which I am placing before you today. Right? It says, only pay attention and watch yourselves closely so that you do not forget the things which your eyes have seen and they do not depart from your heart, your mind. It says, all the days of your life, make them known to your children and your grandchildren. All right, this was the job of us. Well, when you think about it, you would think that your parents would teach you these things. Your parents don't do anything but send you to school, tell you to get a job, right? And basically, the fucking government raises. Right? They tell you go to school, go get a job. They teach you how to be a slave. They don't teach you about. They just teach you, oh, this is what you can and can't do in Esau society. They teach you nothing about the scriptures. They teach you nothing about the Most High. And a lot of times, our people don't even have a connection with the Most High. But this would be ideal for our people, our parents and our grandparents was to teach us these stories. But we don't have that, right? We in a corrupt world, man, and we've been born throughout corrupt, dirty, filthy vaginas. You know, shit. My mom was a hoe. My father ain't shit. It's like what the fuck. What can I say about this life? Why would I care about this place? Except for one, to get out of here and get to the Heavenly Father. Get to Yabashi Shai, or just stand at my post and keep on doing this work until my days come. There's nothing in this life. I know this might it may or may not sound dark, but it's nothing here for us anyway. You know, um, we don't even look at our loved ones the same. They're just like, hope you make it. You know, we just living at this point. It says, so that you do not forget the things which your eyes have seen, and they do not depart. And the most, and when I say, "Oh, my mom was a whore," I ain't trying to just put my moms down and stuff like that. But a lot of y'all moms have been roaming them streets before you came into existence. I'm pretty sure that the man that laid down with your mother, right at the time, she wasn't a virgin, right? And if she was, bless you, brother. That's what's up. I'm lucky to have both of my parents still in my life and them to be cool. But hey, it is what it is, right? We ain't perfect here anyway. We like pieces of shit, just hoping that Yahweh shall come back and save us, right? We keep this, we hold on to this faith. It says, "Do not depart from your heart or mind all the days of your life." make them known to your children and your grandchildren, expressing these things on their mind and uh, penetrating their heart with these truths. And that was the job of our people. And that's the job of us now. So we go out there on the highways and byways and we tell the Most High's children, which are the Israelites, right? We be like, try to, have the Israelites repent, man. You know, and some of them come up because of the sign. Some of them come up, um, like personally, I gotta make my own sign. I gotta get a better one because I got it like this. I got one this nigga rig like a mug, but you know, I can have it out there with me for sure. But you know, I do the best that I can, man. Isaiah, and plus I'm out there by myself, which I don't want to be out there by myself. You know what I'm saying? I ain't like no prideful, boastful type person. Like I'm some type of indestructible person. Like I ain't saying that I can't get touched or anything like that. I'm just, I just know what my job is to do, and it is what it is. Like I said, I try to hit up GMS, uh, GMS Cleveland on their page probably like a couple months ago. I ain't never getting nothing back, so I just left it with how it is. I was just like, hey, if you ever see me out there, just know, I'm, hey, I'm out here because I know some brothers that live over here by me. That's why I was like, well, if a brother want to link up, we can link up on a Sunday or a Wednesday or some whenever time is free. Anyway, it's Isaiah 63 and 17. It says, "O Lord, why hast thou made us to err from thy ways and harden our heart, meaning our mind, from thy fear?" Right? Because our people don't fear Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's the first thing. And I was thinking about that the other yesterday, I believe. I was in the kitchen. I was like, man, these niggas act like this because they don't fear Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right. It says, "Return for thy servant's sake the tribes of thy inheritance." All right. And the AMP it says, "O Lord Yahweh, why do you cause us to stray from your ways and harden your fearing you with reverence and awe?" It says, "Return to your servant's sake." It says, "The tribes of your heritage." All right. Tribe of our tribes of your heritage. My bad. So let me go to the next one. This is Baruch. Go back in Baruch. All right, this is if it can load up. It might be this. Let me close that. I feel like that wasn't loud enough. Yeah, I just wait. All right, Baruch 3 and 13. It says, "For if thou hadst walked in the way of the Most High, thou shouldst have dwelled in peace forever." See, and that's what this brings. Now, when you see everybody else out there, just like Isaiah 33 and 6, right? Wisdom and knowledge should be the stability at thy times. Now, so more than ever, too, right? You got all our people out there that's bugging out, don't know what's going on, don't know how they gonna put the next meal on the table and stuff, don't know how they gonna make next week work. If you got this, you wouldn't be stressing, man. You'll be like, oh, this was supposed to happen. It is what it is. It's like, oh, you got Esau coming for me. Okay, it is what it is. 10 days, scriptures say. However long that 10 days be. You know, it is what it is. Like, man, you know, just hit the damn button, right? That's what it might be called, unless it might be called hit the damn button. But let's go to Second Esdras. I want to go to the ninth chapter. One of my favorites, actually. Second Esdras 9 and 20. It says, "So I considered the world, and behold, there was peril because of the devices that were come into it." All right, I'm gonna read that in GNT on this side of my iPad. Um, Second Ezra 9:20, it says, I looked in the GNT, it says, I looked at my world and saw that it was ruined. I saw that my earth was in danger of being uh, Salakia, of being destroyed by the wicked plans of the people who had come into it. Okay, so when I go from there, and we can go to well, let me read 21 in the KJV. It says, and I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of the cluster and a plant of a great people in the GNT. Right? It says, so let them perish, all those people who were born only to be lost. And that word lost means just for destruction. If you lost, you don't know what's going on, you're gonna be destroyed. It says, but let my chosen people be kept safe, right? It says, those for whom I worked so hard to bring to perfection, right? Yeah, you know, and that's where it is. So these two-third niggas, they can go. We care nothing for these two-third ass niggas. I'm gonna get a couple more scriptures and I might close, right? I want to get this word. Get a regular definition of the word peril, but I'm gonna get it over here. So I don't mind. Yeah, as I said, peril in verse 21. So let's get the word peril. Peril. All right, it says exposure to the risk of being injured, destroyed, or lost. All right, so when it says in Second Ezra 9:20, so I considered the world, and behold, there was peril. Peril meaning danger, risk, being injured, destroyed, or lost. All right, and these people that's in America and all around the world are completely lost, right? Because they don't have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Okay, it's simple. It's very simple. Let's go to this word cultivate. All right, let me look this word cultivate. Regular definition of the word cultivate, it says to prepare or prepare and use for the raising of crops. It says to loosen, to break up soil. All right. It says to improve by labor, care, or study, refine. I like that one. See, it says to improve by labor, care, or study. All right. When you in this truth, that's all you doing. That's all you doing in this truth. All right. You working, right? Doing these lessons, going out on the highways and byways as much as possible. You know, well, doing these lessons as much as possible, going out on the highways and byways once a week. Some brothers go out two, three times a week. Some brothers can only make it out once every 2 weeks. It is what it is. But brothers is always uploading lessons. So doing this work, holding on to the faith, praying, studying, right, listening to the other brothers, being like, oh dang, I didn't even know that one, man. That one, writing down notes, being refined. Right? Because the times that we in is getting real, real bad. So let's go to this Matthew. Um, this is Matthew 7:13. All right. It says, enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Okay. And just like the scriptures say, many are called, but few are chosen. Okay. Now, when you go to this word straight, all right, G stenos or stenos, G4 728. Let's see what it say.
Strong.
G 4728 Stenos. Stenos.
Stenos or Stenos. It sound like if it was Stenos, it would have been an AS, but Stenos, Stenos. It says narrow. All right, narrow. It says probably the base, narrow from obstacles standing close about. All right. Let's see what else they got. Do they got like a regular a straight who goes into narrow hard, like a hard, like hard difficulty. All right. That's why I said obstacles, right? We go up and we can get a regular definition too. We can get a regular definition. Just trying to see. Hold on. Okay, straight. It says difficult. All right, rigorous, narrow, limited as to means or resources. It says closely fitting, constricted, tight. All right. It says difficult. Okay, when the synonyms, some more synonyms, I think. Uh, it just says narrow is difficult. Okay. So verse 14 it says, because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life. Few there be that find it. All right, that's with our people. All right, it's up to Yahbashim Yahushua who gets this truth. Enter through the narrow gate, right, in the AM piece, Matthew 7 and 13. Enter through the narrow gate, for wide is the gate, and broad and easy to travel in the path, and leads the way to destruction and eternal loss, and there are many who enter through it. But small is the gate, and narrow and difficult to travel is the path, it says, that leads the way to everlasting life, and there are few who find it. All right, because nobody wanna, you know, go through this, as it were. We go to this Amos. This is Amos 3 and 1 says, hear this word that the Lord Yahweh have spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth, therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. And that's what's going on with our people. Right? In a minute, they're gonna really start to get judged. Like I said, you just seen clips being handed out. Who you think they gonna put that on? Hebrews 12 and 6 it says, for whom the Lord Yahweh Shah loveth, he chasteneth and scourgeth every son who he receiveth. AMP it says, for the Lord Yahweh disciplines and corrects those whom he loves, and he punishes every son who he receives and welcomes to his heart. All right, he punishes you very quickly. I tell you that for sure. Let's go to the word refine. Okay, all right, let me get this word the definition. I read out to y'all. Refine. It says to free something such as metal, sugar, or oil. All right, so what we're being freed from is all these sins, all the all the wickedness that we've been taught, and all the worldly shit that we had attachments to. All right, we are being freed from something such as metal, sugar, or oil, sins. All right, so bullshit of the world to reduce in vigor or intensity. All right, let's get a regular to improve or perfect by pruning or polishing. All right, so we're being polished up right now, right? We're being polished up, and that's why a lot of the other Israelite camps they sound like shit compared to GMS. Man, they ain't got it. They ain't got the whole truth. You know, if you ain't got the whole truth, you ain't got the whole song. It's Isaiah 48 and 10 says, behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction. In the AMP, it says, indeed, I have refined you, but not as silver. I have tested and chosen you in the furnace of affliction. So when you go to this word of refine, see, refine thee. Right? This in the Hebrew.
Strong's H 6884. Saraf. Saraf.
It says refine, literally or figuratively, right? Or figuratively. Okay. Goldsmith, melt, pure. All right. Pure. Purge away. We're having our sins in this world purge away from us. Right? And anybody that's with this world, they're being purged away from us too. It's a fact. That's why a lot of y'all probably don't have a relationship with your family, your old friends, your coworkers, the people you get online with. You just feel by yourself and you feel as though you in this thing alone, but you actually not. You got Yahba Shem Shah first and foremost, and then you also got the brethren. All right, that is our family. Now, our true family, just like what Yahweh Shah said, who is my? Let me go to that. I forgot when I pressed. Who is who is my sister? My mother, my brother. Let me see. It's yeah, here we go. Matthew 12 and 48. Oh shit, I don't mean to go up that much. All right, there we go. It says charred. It says changed relationships. It says this is Matthew 12 and 46. It says while he yet talked to the people, behold, his mother and his brother stood without desiring to speak with them. Then one said unto him, behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without desiring to speak with thee. But he answered and said unto him that told him, who is thy mother and who is my brother? And he stretched forth his hand toward his disciples and said, right, we would stretch forth our hands toward the elders and apostles, great millstone, and the brothers on down, right? Who teaches the likewise doctrine, right? The exact, right? Who got that spirit of Yahba Shemi Shah on them. We would stretch our arm forth, our hand towards them, and we would say, and like it says, and he said, behold, my mother and my brother. Okay. If you're not in this truth, nigga, you ain't no family of mine, you know. And I remember one time my pops had asked me, he was like, what do you think? He asked me a question. He was like, "What do you think?" Uh, I think he said, "Do the people that you listen to, the people you listen to, uh, the people that you listen to about the scripture." I forget how it was. It was like the people that you listen to. Like, what would they say if you was like talking, um, talking to somebody that wasn't in the world? I mean, that was in the world or something. I forget how it was. But I looked at him dead in his eyes, and I was like, "I'll tell you the truth. The elders and apostles of Great Millstone would tell me not even to talk to nobody that's not even in this truth. Right? If you ain't teaching the same thing that we teaching, he'd tell me not even to talk to anybody that ain't inside this truth. So it's no reason, you know what I'm saying? I think when I said that, it didn't spark nothing like that. It was just like, damn, but I never said nothing like that before. That was through the spirit. And I was like, shit. I said what was on my mind. I was like, tell you the truth, the elders wouldn't even want me being associated with niggas that ain't in the truth. I shouldn't be talking to you. Like it was like one of those, like, cause what are we about to talk about, bro? You in the world, nigga, trying to make businesses, nigga. You through, you through, nigga. It says, and he stretched forth his hand toward his disciples and said, and then at that, gave this man the name. Kept on telling this man, it's the name, it's the name, it's the name. He ain't getting it because Most High probably don't want him to get it, you know. But then he gonna probably try to call on that name at the end. That shit gonna be too late, man. It's gonna be too late. That shit gonna be too late. You know, you got too many different doctrines in your ear, so you don't know what's real and what's not real. You lost. And lost goes fits into the destruction. Verse 50 it says, for whosoever shall do the will of my father which is in heaven, the same as my brother, my sister, and my brother. So these niggas out here in the world is not that's whatsoever. In the AMP, Matthew 12 and 46, it says, while he was still talking to the crowd, it happened that his mother and his brother stood outside asking to speak with him. Someone said to him, look, your mother and your brothers are standing outside asking to speak to you. But Yahushua replied to the one who told him, who is my mother and who are my brothers? It says, and stretching out his hand toward his disciples and all his other followers, he said, here are my mother and my brothers. For whoever, all right, does the will of my Father who is in heaven by believing in me and following me is my mother and my brother and my sister. So you can't be following Jesus. You can't be following Yeshua. You can't be following Jehovah. You can't be following Allah, Buddha. You can't be following these fake ass gods and these false names and false titles. You can't be following them. You know, if you're not praying to Yahweh Shemi Shai every day and trying to do this like as a man, bro, I think personally as a man, you know. But hey, you know, everybody has a position in this thing. You know, everybody or dole dealed out their talents in this thing. But you would think if you was trying to be saved, you would try to be studying, writing down notes, teaching, or not even teaching, just writing down notes. You know, writing down notes and talking to the brothers or something, man. But you niggas just don't. All right. So, where was we at? I said I was about to close up soon, didn't I? Let me get this. Let me get these John scriptures, and then we'll close up. Let me get this John 15. This John 15 and 1 says, I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman. Title is Yahushua the vine. Followers are branches. The true followers are going to be Israelites, and following the right doctrine are the elect. I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman. Every branch in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away, and every branch that bear fruit, he purgeth it, that it may bring forth more fruit. All right, and that's the thing. All right, so we go out there, we teach, preach, people listen, then they start doing the things. They start learning and being like, oh, okay. They start getting involved in this, which is a beautiful thing. You know, um, and so when I was saying about the elect, you know, we ain't saved yet, so we don't know who the elect is, but we know that the elect is following Yahweh Shemi Shai and teaching that correct doctrine. Okay. In the AMP it says, I am the true vine, and my father, Salakia, and my father is the vine dresser. Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he takes away. Every branch that continues to bear fruit, he repeatedly prunes. Okay, we went into that prune, right? Even like when you're pruning a plant, you prune it. Pruning a plant, I ain't gonna say what I used to do, but I used to grow plants. All right? You know what I mean. If you cut the top of a plant, if any plant, you cut the top of it, it grows two shoots. It grows two more stalks, so they can have two more branches coming out. Then it produce more, be more full. All right, but you tend to do it. It's a certain times when you do it. When you post a prune or whatever. And it's a certain way how you prune too. All right. A lot of times when you prune something, you got to make sure whatever you prune it with is thorough, has to be clean. It's like surgery. Don't ask me how I know this. Don't ask me. I was doing this shit when I was little, right? All right, but prune, all right, being made perfect, all right. making us more abundant in this knowledge, truth, and understanding, growing in this thing. All right, so we can grow, prune, so we can grow, cutting out a sin, right? Right. Like let's say like a dude was a thief, he stopped stealing. You know what I'm saying? Spirit got on me, stopped stealing. Dude repenting and everything. Now the Lord started blessing him with stuff. You know, he started getting more with wisdom and knowledge and understanding. You know what I'm saying? It says he repeatedly prunes so that it will bear no more fruit, even richer and finer fruit. All right. It will bear more fruit. All right. Not no more fruit, Slakia. It will bear more fruit, even richer and finer fruit. All right. And imagine how rich and fine we gonna be in the kingdom, baby. But anyway, we ain't focused on that right now. It's John 15 and 5. It says, I am the vine, ye are the branches. He that abideth in me, and I in him, the same bringeth forth much fruit. For without me, he can do nothing. All right. And when you look at the elders and apostles, right, GMS, Great Millstone, look how many brothers, man, came in through this. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful, man. But it's all through the spirit and power, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. Verse 6 it says, if a man abide not in me, he is cast forth as a branch and is withered. Right? That is a wrap. Shrivel up, right? And men gather them and cast them into the fire, and they are burned. And that's what's gonna happen to America. Right? And the Lord gonna be casting you to Esau. Right? Oh, I got something to talk about that ice shit. All right, and we gonna get into it. I just gotta remember the video because they've been having smacks with underage kids in ICE custody. Yeah, you heard me right. Y'all heard me correct. No, with that video, I have to see if I can find it. Oh no, I'm in my favorites. My bad. And I found out because of this fruitcake, man. This fucking made me salty, man. But hey, my bad. But just hear this
Are
out.
testing positive for underage girls are testing positive for pregnancy in ICE detained camps. Underage girls are testing positive for pregnancy at ICE detection camps.
You know he a Mo, but hey, he has some information. Now I have another person, right? And he's talking about what they also been doing. All right. Well, basically, I'll just sum it up. The warden of one of these, some of these ICE detention centers, I believe the one in Alcatraz, the warden makes $187 an hour. I think. Let me. I want to get my facts right
Breaking fucking news.
because this is the dude that I got it from. Yep.
Breaking fucking news. Guards at Alligator Alcatraz are reportedly wearing Vermouth badges. Fuck. Guards inside Florida's notorious Alligator Alcatraz are wearing badges.
No, that ain't it. That ain't it. Hold on.
Emergency relief company. Somehow they secured this specific. They've been doing this for the last life. I donated to Governor DeSantis.
Damn, bro. I'm trying to find it. But you got wardens, man, that's making bread from like off our people. Pentagon. I don't even know if I can find it. I don't know if I can find it, y'all. I mean, it's not, that important. Well, everything's just important in these times. I think this is it.
2021 and 2022. Donated to Governor DeSantis in 2021 and 2022.
We found another cesspool. Last one was in Ohio. This one was in fucking Florida. I mean, we knew this, but this is yeah, $187 an hour for a warden. A warden. And they're a private company that acts like to watch children. Yeah, yeah. So they don't have to follow federal laws, and they have their own internal policy reviews, their own internal investigations. They run all that shit. They can treat these people however they want to fucking treat them. Anytime anybody complains, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, we'll fucking handle it." It'll get put back to their own fucking HR team. What the fuck are we talking about? Yeah, $100 build and run tournament camps.
So yeah, and then I think the underlings is making like $54 an hour or something like that. And while they're making all that money, they're popping, they're having smecks with the kids in there. Yeah, man, we live in some dark times, you know. But anyway, verse 6, back in John 15:6. I just wanted to share y'all that information. I know that was a little bit of a side. I had to share y'all that information. It says, if anyone does not remain in me, he is thrown out. And hey, a lot of our people that's inside them detention centers, man, they had it coming. They heard of the Israelites and stuff like that before, man. They ain't want to get involved. Nobody want to pay attention to y'all Bashim Yahweh and stuff like that. And you're gonna have to pay for it. Right? But I'm gonna leave it off right here and come back with the next scriptures. Um, well, matter of fact, let me get this right quick. This is Hosea. I think I ended with this. Well, not ended, but y'all know. This will be part one. I'll bring out part two tomorrow morning. This is Hosea 12. I mean 10 and 12. It says, "Sow to yourselves in righteousness." It says, "Reap in mercy, break up your fallow ground, for it is time to seek the Lord Yahweh." It says, "Till he come and rain righteousness upon you." It says, "Ye have plowed wickedness, ye have reaped iniquity, ye have eaten the fruit of lies, because you didst trust in the way, in the multitude of thy mighty men." All right, and a lot of our people trusting in Esau, Edom, man. Uh, Hosea 10 and 12 in the AMP, it says, "Sow with a view righteousness, that righteousness like seed may generate. Reap is accordance with mercy and loving kindness." It says, "Break up your uncultivated ground." All right, for it is time to seek and search diligently for the Lord Yahweh, and to long for his blessing until he comes. And the blessings is only given to Israelites until he comes to rain righteousness and his gift of salvation on you. It says, "You have plowed and planted wickedness." All right. It says, "You have reaped the willful injustice of oppressors." Yep. "You have eaten the fruit of lies, because you have trusted in your own way and your chariots, and in your in your many warriors." All right. That's what's gonna get a lot of people fucked up, man. You know. And Esau always trusts into his power. So Jake, you trying to put, because Jake think that he can be like, man, you know what? I'm just rise up like you got ISUPK. And with ISUPK, because they was rolling around on their bellies and stuff doing military type operations on camera and shit. You know, training, as they call it, training. Nigga, you can't do nothing, bro. Esau blow up your whole fucking city. Stupid motherfuckers. Um, you gotta pray on that the Lord help you throughout this, man. Ain't nothing that we can do. Say, "Oh, Jacob, a worm," right? We're just worms. We're sheep. Sheep don't be having boxing matches and shit. Anyway, but you type of niggas gonna fall by the wayside. You gonna wither away. Um, and because he be bringing this up, and then I'm gonna close. This is something. This is just something that been on my mind. My bad. This lesson I kind of been two, three different places, but now this is about Israelites. Okay, all right. It says, "I have said, ye are gods, and the children and you are children of the Most High. The only ones that's called the children of the Most High are the Israelites. So why the fuck do Captain Tazaria keep going into these lives and keep on he go into these lives and do these interviews or these little debate segments, and he's saying that anybody can be a god. No, the fuck they can't. Only Israelites can be gods, you dumbass. So you take the scriptures and you use them incorrectly. All right. Um, matter of fact, I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put merely. It's in the NLT. Is it just? I forget how it is. I think it's in the. We'll see if that works. Well, it says that these other nations are just men. Like you're nothing. You're just a mere human, right? I thought it was. I thought it was just. I thought it was just man. Ain't put merely. I can't find it. It's in Psalms though. He say, man, you ain't nothing but just like you know what I'm saying. Like you just merely humans. You know, you're not a god, man. You know, so Captain Cesario, man, you need to chill with that bullshit. You know, and it says children of the Most High, dumbass. But you know, these people, man, they got an agenda, money and sound effects, right? All for the ministry, and they gonna be put to death for it. But with that, man, give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Kakwadash. Until next time, Shalom.